What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm coming at you with another testing brushes video. Today, we're going to be testing out Poundland makeup brushes. So literally, every single brush I'm going to be using today costs £1. Just £1. And this set, I mean, I know this is like a nail art brush set, but this contains 7 brushes. So, I mean, I don't know what a seventh of £1 is, but it's cheap. It's really bloody cheap. If you guys haven't already seen, I have done a testing Poundland makeup before, and I was actually very, very pleasantly surprised. So I thought I would give their brushes a go. So obviously, like I said, these all cost £1. We've got everything from like Artiste brush dupes. This is a dual-ended oval brush. We've got like single kind of fluffy brushes. I've got a little multi-pack which contains 5 brushes. I can do the maths for that. That's 20p each. 20p for a bloody brush. So if you're not familiar with my testing series, I usually tend to test out makeup, but I've recently started testing out brushes. I recently did... what did I do before? Primark. I recently tested out Primark brushes, so I'll try and remember to leave a link down below to that, but you guys seem to really enjoy it, so I thought, let's give Poundland a go. So basically all I'm doing today is just kind of doing an everyday makeup look, just using products that I know that I love and I know how they apply. And I'm going to be doing a full face using all of these brushes. We're going to see what the finish looks like in comparison to the other brushes that I usually use. And that's pretty much it. So let's do it. If you guys can hear like screaming, my pet seagull is just so loud. Be right back. It's doing my head in. Be right back. I'm going to go feed him. So I just went ahead and moisturized my skin. So what I'm going to do first is go in with foundation. Can't really be bothered to use primer today. So today I'm going to be using the Ordinary foundation, which I really like. And the brush that I'm going to be using, let me just search through my millions of brushes that I have here. So the brush that I'm going to be using for my foundation is called the Makeup Foundation brush. It looks like this. It's a flat brush, which I don't normally get on with, but that was the only kind of foundation brush they had. They also didn't have any kind of beauty sponges or anything, so we're going to try this guy out. So let's have a look. Okay, it feels pretty sturdy. The handles are pretty solid. Does seem to be, is that like a loose hair? Okay, it's not a loose hair, it's just like an extra long one. Give you a snip. There's like a random hair sticking out, but solve that problem. So yeah, I'm going to take a couple of pumps of my Ordinary foundation on the back of my hand. Just like that. And we're going to paint this on. Wow, that looks so yellow on me today. What the hell? Like I said, I never ever ever use these kind of brushes for foundation. But I have done in the past. I'm not like completely unfamiliar with them. So far, this one seems okay. It's not doing anything bad. Doesn't look streaky. Doesn't look streaky at all, actually. That's pretty good. Okay, we're going to need to lighten this up today. I swear it never looks that dark on me. Bloody hell. I swear, anytime I go into Poundland, I end up coming out with so many more things than I actually need. Like, I went in for brushes, and I came out with, like, this little fake marble pot. I don't know why. I feel like I needed some kind of pot, but I can't remember what it was for, so it's just been sitting on my desk for the past few days. I also came out with like 5 million cleaning products, some painting stuff, and just loads of snacks. I mean, to be honest, excuse the actual colour of my face for a minute, but that's actually applied okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's not like anything right with it. I'm not going to start using this over any of my other brushes because, in all honesty, I just don't like a kind of flat foundation brush. But that's done what any other flat foundation brush would do. It hasn't made it look streaky. It was quite easy to apply. Yeah, that's done a decent job. My face looks insane right now because it looks too dark, but the actual foundation itself looks okay. So then we really need to lighten this up because, I mean, I look ridiculous. So I'm going to use my It Cosmetics by Under Eye, and I always apply this with my fingers, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I will go ahead and apply another little layer of concealer in a second with that brush, just so we can see, but right now I just need to lighten this. By Under Eye, always coming through for me. So then I'm just going to take my Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer, and again do a little bit more lightening. That should help me out a bit there. Bit on my forehead. Is that going to be light enough? We can pray. I swear that's the thing with fake tan, like your skin colour always changes, so I never know what's going to match me. I'm going to do a little bit just on my jaw as well, just to kind of, basically like reverse contour, so I'm using my dark foundation to like contour with, but I've also put it all over my face because, yeah, that's better. That's going to lighten me up a little bit. That looks all right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That is applying absolutely fine. I literally cannot really fault that. It's just personal preference, the fact that I don't normally like to use these kind of brushes, but it looks good. Doesn't look streaky. Took me a little longer than like a buffing brush, but again, these kind of brushes usually do take a little bit longer. But that looks good as far as I'm concerned. So then, what brushes do I even have here? I've got a powder brush. We're going to need that in a second. And I don't know if I have like an under eye setting brush or anything. I don't think I do. So I might have to just make do with my powder brush. Oh, I forgot I have this like contouring brush. This is called the medium contour brush. Okay, I don't need to darken up my foundation anymore, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to get some kind of cream contour on the go. We'll just take this guy from Technic that I have lying around. Okay, this doesn't feel as good quality as the last brush is. It's pretty light actually. Bendy, but like not too bendy. It doesn't feel like it's going to snap. Seems pretty sturdy. Bristles feel okay. So I'm going to take this little Technic contouring stick and just try and pick it up like that. Okay. Don't want to do this too much. Just kind of blend that upwards. I never ever use a brush like this. I don't really know when I would, to be quite honest. I mean, I don't want my contour to be that snatched. I'm just going to take my foundation brush again and just like lightly pat over that. I mean, yeah, it works. It looks fine, but I feel like that's kind of mostly down to this guy. Let's try it on the nose though, because I feel like it's probably more so for that. I'm going to load my brush up and then tap off any excess. And we're going to just try and snatch the nose a little bit. I suck at nose contouring. Like, I really suck. I suppose I could actually use this with powder as well. Maybe I'll try that in a bit. I'll clean it off and try it. Okay, again, I mean, I could just use my finger, but I'm just going to go back in with that brush to like soften that line a little bit. Doesn't look bad, I don't think. In all honesty, I'm probably not the best person to review this because I never use brushes like this, but I do have a few of like the more high quality, not the Artiste ones, but I have tried a few other Artiste style brushes. This one does feel a lot cheaper, but the bristles feel fine, which is the main thing. And it applied the product fine. It was like a nice straight line and everything. It's just not my thing. But yeah, this isn't really for me. So then we're going to powder everything down. So what I have here is the makeup powder brush. Again, 1 pound, baby. 1 pound, 1 pound fish, 1 pound fish. And this is similar to the foundation brush in terms of like the actual brush handle. Looks okay. Are there any bristles falling out or anything? Can't really see anything. There's like a few little broken ones here, but like nothing's really shedding or anything like that. So far so good. So for powder today, I'm going to be using the one from Becca that I tried out recently that I actually think I love. At first, I didn't really know if I liked it or not because it's weird. It literally makes your face like cold, but I do think I really like it. It's honestly like, it's the weirdest thing. If you haven't seen that video, again, I'll try and leave a link to it down below. But like, you can swatch it on the back of your hand and your hand feels cold. I don't understand. But what I'm going to do, obviously, like I said, I don't have a brush for my under eyes, but this is like a fairly small powder brush considering. I'm just going to take maybe like the side of that, powder under my eyes like that. It's the weirdest thing. It's so weird. It feels like wet and cold. I don't understand, but I kind of live for it. Ooh, that actually worked really well for my under eyes. It kind of like got my under eyes and cheek all in one. If I was using a banana powder or something, that would be kind of perfect. Set all that in place. So what I'm literally doing is I'm just taking some of that on my brush, tapping it in the lid, and just patting that on. Again, that looks pretty good. These brushes are not doing a bad job. So next, I think I'll dive into this guy. This is just some kind of multi-pack, and it's called just says cosmetic brushes. Okay, again, these seem, oh no, I was going to say they seem like the same kind of quality as the other ones I've been using, but these are a lot cheaper. Like, I can easily just do that. So these are a lot cheaper, but they do cost like 20p. Oh God, this looks like crap. Like, let me just do a quick close-up for you. Like this, if you can see, just looks so scratchy. It feels really, really rough. Okay. Here we go. So the other brushes that we have, we've got a classic little sponge applicator brush thingy. One of these, which is actually very, very useful. Oh, this like flat brush, but it is not flat. It literally feels like pubes. And then this one's a little bit straighter.
I love it.
Ollie's just come home.
I love it.
Ollie, come feel this makeup brush. Come here.
We got
A high quality brush. What do you think? What have you got on your fingers?
I've got ink.
Jam.
Soft.
Not soft at all.
Soft.
I thought it was like pubes. So yeah, not feeling overly confident with these, but we got to do it. I don't think I actually have any other kind of eyeshadow brush here. Maybe one, maybe, but the only other thing I have is like this thing. So eyeshadow's gonna be fun today. Eyeshadow's gonna be fun. Just chiming in here because Ollie came home with snacks. I got some sweets. I got some coffee. Got some wine that wasn't actually supposed to be for me, but someone gave it to his co-worker and he didn't want it. Living the dream. Oh, and I got some paint rollers and a paintbrush because I'm short. Thanks. Oh, no, wait, I was lying. I have another brush. This could be my savior. This is the angled eye brush. This looks a lot better than the other one. So what I'm now going to do is do a little bit of contouring, or at least attempt to with this brush. So I'm going to use my Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer. Oh my god, that has literally just like scratched my bronzer up. Okay. What can you do? What can you do for me? It feels like crap. Like it's just scratching my face. I'm gonna try using this powder brush just to see how it applies in comparison. So that's it with the jabby, spiky, nasty brush. These brushes, though, feel quite nice, like the kind of single ones. In all honesty, it doesn't actually look that much different. Like, I'll be honest. This side, I think I used less product because obviously it does pick up a lot more because it is fluffy. But it doesn't actually look that much different. So let's try it again. I'm just using like a lot of product and not getting too much payoff. I think this is literally like one of the worst quality brushes I think I've used in a very, very long time. If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and use this one because that one does work. If you have to make it work, you can. You just have to use quite like a light hand and work it in layers. But these, like this fluffy powder brush, works absolutely fine. Like there is literally like zero wrong with this. Yeah, that's so much better. I definitely recommend investing in like the single brushes over the multi-packs just on like first impressions so far. I'm then going to try and take this guy again. Before I did just dust it off, so most of like the cream product is off, but I'm going to tap that in my chocolate bronzer, tap off the excess and try and do a bit of nose contouring that way. See if it's better for powder. I feel like that doesn't look too bad. Alright, so then I'm just going to go ahead and take my Urban Decay bronzer, although I really don't need to bronze my face up today because that foundation was just so dark. So I'm literally going to take like the tiniest little amount. In fact, I might even skip out on that for a minute. And instead, I'm going to use, I don't know where I put it. I'm going to get some of my Tarte blusher. This one is in the shade Insightful. And just pop a little bit of that on there. Easy peasy. So then we move on to highlighter. And they didn't actually have any kind of highlighting brushes. But they did have some nail art brushes, which had a fan brush in there. So I thought, let's just use what we've got and go ahead and try this out. I mean, a fan brush is a fan brush at the end of the day, as long as it's soft enough. Oh yeah, that looks fine. It's going to be a little bit small, but we can definitely make that work. And these feel decent. So we've also got, you know what, you could probably use the majority of these for like makeup. So what have we got? We've got like a little dotting tool, which you could actually probably use for freckles or something. We've got a straight brush, which could be good for like cutting a crease or sharpening up your brows. A little thin one. This long one, which I don't really know what I'd use for in terms of makeup. But the little thin one could be good for liner. Little angle brush, which could be good for brows. And then another like little thin brush, which could work for liner or something. So today I'm just going to be using my Champagne Pop from Becca. That works great. I thought that was going to be way too small, but that actually kind of works really well. That works absolutely fine. Guys, if you were looking for like a cheap fan brush, check this out. It's kind of like in between my regular fan brush and then this little tiny one, which I don't really use because it is so small. This is actually a really good size. And then I'm going to take this little brush here, one of the little pointy brushes, and just do my nose with that. Using what we've got, ladies and gentlemen, using what we've got. That kind of works. That wasn't any kind of issue. And then I'm going to take this little sponge applicator because I actually quite like sponge applicators for applying like shimmers or whatever to the inner corner. So I'm just going to press that on. Like, look how intense that is. If you want to fully pack on a colour, then these sponge applicators are actually really, really good. So then for brows, I'm going to use the angle brush that comes with that little nail art set. This, again, looks pretty decent, actually. It does look like a regular kind of angled brow brush. So what I'm going to use for my brows today is the Too Faced Bulletproof Brows. I haven't used this in a while, actually, but I saw it and I was like, you know what? I loved that when I got it. So let's try that. I feel like that's not really showing up as well as I want it to, so I'm going to try something else. What I've got here is the Technic Brow Amazing Gel. So let's try that instead. That'll be a bit more pigmented and like easier to see for you guys. Do that. Oh yeah, that works way better. You can actually see that there. Yeah, this works great as an angle brush. Huh. That works really, really well. So next up is the thing that I'm probably the most nervous for because I only really have one decent brush for it, or what I think could be decent. So the brush that I have is the Makeup Angled Eye Brush, and what it's got on one end is like a kind of packing side, and then on the other side it's like a fluffy angle brush almost. Oh no, it's not even that fluffy. This is just a full-on angle brush. Okay, we're gonna need something to blend our eyes with today, and I think it's just gonna have to be okay, we've got nothing to blend our eyeshadows with. Brilliant. Brilliant. So how am I going to do this? I'm like assessing my options at the moment. What I want to use today is the new Huda palette, which I've been really liking. I think this is going to become my best friend, this little brush here. So what I'm going to do is, I've already set my lids. Now is the time. So I'm gonna do a fairly simple kind of goldy eye look, I think, today. So I'm gonna be a little bit boring and take sandalwood, and I'm gonna take it. I don't have any brushes to use. I'm gonna try it on this guy, this janky ass thing. Oh my god, it's already just like ruining my eyeshadow palette. Oh, that actually kind of hurts. Not even being dramatic, that actually is kind of scratching the shit out of my eyeballs right now. And it's not blending at all. Okay, you can piss right off. Let's try the softer one because my eyeballs right now are like, please stop doing that. So I'm just going to take the same shade and try and use it like a fluffy brush, but it's not a fluffy brush, so I don't know how far we're going to get with that. Pack that kind of on my lid and try and blend. Try and blend it out. Oh, look at that. Look at that bit there. Oh, wow. This is not working at all. What other options do I even have? This, like, sponge applicator. Look at what is happening on my eyelids right now. I'm going to take my fan brush, dust all that highlighter off, and take a little bit of that brown shade. And I'm going to try and do something with this, because this is the fluffiest brush I've got. Okay, we're getting a little bit of shimmer on there left over from the highlighter. But that's kind of helping us blend it in a little bit. No, it's not. Who the hell am I trying to kid? I think that's the best it's going to get. I think what we're going to have to do is take the flat side of this brush. I'm going to go in with the shade Blessed, I think, this one here. And pick some of that up and chuck that all over my lid, because I think that's not showing up. I think that's pretty much the only option I kind of have. It's not really showing up. Okay, we're going to go back in with our little spongy thing. Okay, a little bit of payoff. These shadows usually work really, really well with your fingers, but I want to try and use these brushes as much as I physically can. Dust off some of that pigment. God, it's so scratchy. And I'm going to take Moon Dust, I think. Yeah, why not? Take some of Moon Dust and bring that in. Literally just scraped off like that That little chunk that I just scraped off this palette is probably worth like 50p. Okay, we've wrecked the gold shadow, but at least we've got payoff from it. Okay, and then I'm going to take a mixture of suede, which is like this grey, a little bit of sandalwood, and a little tiny touch of cocoa. And use that under my eyes. This should be quite easy. Then take that same little concoction again. Tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to deepen up the outer corner of my eye. And I'm just going to use tapping motions just because I'm afraid to buff it in. That might actually be the best we can do. Like, from far away, it doesn't look too bad. You get up close and it's like, wow, do you even blend? But yeah, from far away, it's passable. And right now, I'm pretty far away from you guys, so I'm going to leave it at that. So then I think all that's left to do in terms of like brush-wise is to put on a little bit of liner. So I'm going to be using my Sigma Wicked liner. And I'm going to take... Just give me a second, just fishing through these brushes. I'm going to take this brush here from the nail art kit. And I don't want anything dramatic. I just want a really thin line going across my lids. Let me try this guy instead. This little like flat brush, which could actually be very good for cutting a crease. Okay, that worked. It doesn't look very opaque though. Doesn't look very opaque at all. Normally that's a good liner. But yeah, it's just kind of looking a little bit kind of smoky and smudgy, which I can get away with right now. But if you wanted like a super sharp wing liner, then this wouldn't really be it. All right, guys, so I think that's everything in terms of brushes. So now I'm just gonna go ahead, add some mascara, add some falsies, sort out my lips, and I will check back with you guys for my final thoughts. All right, guys, so this is a finished look, and all I've got to say is thank God for false eyelashes for saving this look, because without them, I don't think I could leave the house looking like this. But overall, generally speaking, I don't think my makeup looks half bad. Like, let me have a closer look. No, like the base looks fine. Maybe looks a little bit, not the best kind of contour. It maybe looks ever so slightly more patchy, which I think is thanks to this freaking brush here. Do not bother with this. It is complete trash. So yeah, that general like multi-pack it was naff. Everything was so scratchy. I know the brushes were cheap, but I mean, these brushes were cheap. And this brush was cheap, and these were actually really good. I have nothing bad to say about these at all. What else do we have? The nail art kit. Even though it's for nails, we had a lot of good brushes there for like brows, liner, and also this fan brush. This fan brush is so good. That's going straight in my little makeup kit there. So overall, I mean, they're not gonna be the best brushes in the world, but these, for example, they were pretty like decent, especially for the money. So I definitely recommend, if you are gonna pick up any kind of brushes from Poundland, you go for the ones that are in like the single packaging as opposed to the multi-packs, because they can be a little bit naff. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you do want to see more of me, because I upload all the damn time. I'm now gonna take my trusty fluffy brush and I'm gonna blend the crap out of my crease, because I definitely think it needs it. But apart from that, that's it from me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.